Welcome, everyone.
Hello. Welcome
Hello.
to the freest country in the world, America.
I think we may have a spy.
And also the Save the Village podcast. That is within the bounds of America.
So, thoughts on the episode?
America.
We didn't watch this one beforehand, but it would have taken 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm
But-
here too. What about my country? I mean, I don't care for it anyway, but yeah, still.
I absolutely get that.
Thoughts on Save the Village?
Thoughts on Save the Village? Let's
Yeah,
go
it's pretty
around in
good.
a circle. MT.
It was a lot of work.
Yes.
Oh,
We'll
yes.
get into that in a
yes.
moment. But I'd like to begin with the story of the game. My brain.
It all started 2
So, on the old
years
Rico
ago.
world, there was a village that Luck
Yes,
found.
I found a village. It was like kind of close, kind of not close to Wheat Sanctuary. There was already a village like right where we built Wheat Sanctuary. So like, I was like, oh, there's another village here. I was like, oh, we could build a game around this. And so I built a wall around the village. And I remember Lunar was there. I wanted him to help me. Then I realized I didn't need his help at all. And Lunar just kind of messed around and he made that weird like castle, weird like Satan worshipping thing on the inside of the mountain. But he
Yep.
never finished it.
Yep.
And the game, I knew I was gonna call it Save the Village. The trophy was gonna be a shield, but then it was later changed to an emerald.
There's
But
door
for a very
little
long
bit.
time, for like about a year, it was just like the game was just sort of in the space of not like it was kind of built, but the idea wasn't really thought out well. We had tried
could
playing it
I-
once with Nathan,
I was gonna bring it
and
up,
we
yeah.
were like that was the closest we came to ever like figuring out how the game worked. But then on one foggy evening, Santa came to say, I
Go
came
fuck
to
yourself.
say,
I came that day.
yes, we all did. But I said to MT,
Too.
I said to MT, I was like,
You don't even know what I'm laughing at, Zach.
I said to MT,
Oh, Santa,
was
you
like,
dirty bastard.
fuck you. I said to MT, I was like, oh god, I almost just sent a voice recording to my mom on iMessage saying fuck you.
I would like to preface this with saying it was late at night and we were just looking at the Save the Village game. Like, we were
Yeah,
just
and
floating
I was
above
like, the game kind of sucks right now. And MT
Yo,
was
this
like,
game sucks balls.
MT was like, yeah. I was like, because I wanted MT to help me, come up with ideas and make the game complete. And I was like, yeah, I really want to come up with ideas, but I just can't think of anything. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I really, would like somebody to help me, come up with ideas. And he was like, yeah. I was like, I want you to help me come up with ideas. And he was like, oh!
it. It's like when a girl is trying to hint that she likes
That I
you.
can do.
Like a girl's hinting that she likes you and you're just a dumbass and don't realize it. Like, yeah, I would like, if only like somebody would ask me. I was like, yeah. Just anyone I
Yeah.
know, just like a close friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You
dumbass! Oh!
Whoa, what's that about?
Yeah, so lesson learned, MT's an idiot. But,
But also I'm a genius because I helped the game.
yes. And
And
then we
Can I see
reworked the
what
game, made the trophy in Emerald Lunar. Go.
Wait.
Yeah. So can I just say what it originally was?
Sure.
No.
Like, just originally, like beyond, like it was like after the thing was built. Because originally it was like, oh, let's do some sort of weird fucking super fast thing. Never came to be. That was stupid. And
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that was what that thing was. I was like, I'm not gonna explain that because honestly,
I do
it
not
was
have any
just an idea
recollection
within
of
my
that.
head, and then just nothing happened with it. But originally, what
Oh,
we
you're talking
wanted
about the
to
castle thing.
yeah, the castle thing. But originally, what we wanted to do was a zombie survival kind of game, and that was kind of always the plan.
The
with
basic
village.
premise was, what I liked, what I wanted to do was something similar to the game 7 Days to Die, where it's like you would
Yeah.
stack up and prepare to like defend the village or whatever. But I don't know. I wasn't sure what I wanted. I wasn't sure if I wanted there to be one player against a bunch of zombies or two separate teams or something. and like it just stayed within that like weird like foggy like not knowing
The
what
way
I
you
wanted
explained
to be.
it, like the original one, the one we did with Nathan, was how this is how you explained it every time I've heard it. You said it's kind of like 5 chambers, where it's one versus the mobs.
Yeah, there was also an idea to where it was like there would be different waves of mobs coming in, and each player like would fight each one off, similar to 5 chambers. But that sucked. The new one was good.
The first thing that I suggested was, even though I liked episode 5 chambers, I did not like the idea of us just floating around while we just watch the person work.
Yes.
I was like, that would be kind of boring, and I don't think we'd have a lot of commentary. I was
yeah,
like,
the first idea you had was the zombies being the people.
I was like, what if we make the people that aren't defending the zombies, and then so they have part of the game.
And then MT, he added like all the commands and stuff for like the rounds, and like it would set the time to night when the round began, you know, and then it would say round over when the sun rose. It was beautiful.
We also had
a hilarious
item
joke.
shop,
and you also had the item shop, the currency, and then you also came up with a use for the games. But like, all right, the item shop, I would like to also take partial credit because I said like I wanted like a currency thing, and you also helped expand upon that idea. Like MT didn't just come in and make everything.
Originally, every single person defending would get 2 rounds. Remember, we had nightmare mode.
Yes, that was another thing MT made, but then decided against it because it would take a long time.
Think how long the episode would be if we had that.
Also, there was a different cast originally. It was going to be me, MT, Lunar, and Dell.
Yeah, I was nowhere to be seen.
And that was back when Zach was in like 3 episodes. And now he's in 5. But yeah, like, fucking my brain just stopped and shit. Yeah, nightmare mode, it was gonna be, the players had different things.
Yeah, they had more armor and were faster.
Yes. But then that would just take a long time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was not worth it. And it was scrap it. And then but yeah,
something that was in the original game. This was a little bit before we filmed the last one. I'm so glad we changed this. Something that you could buy in the item shop was iron doors, and we got rid of that because that's the only thing people would buy.
Because you could buy more than one iron door, so people would put an iron door on one of the libraries and then the church, and then just like no one would be able to get anywhere because it takes so long to break the iron door, and like the defender is so fast.
All people would buy as well.
Yeah.
That was
like there's no interesting diversity.
But yeah, the reason Dell wasn't in the episode and we put Zach in was because we had play tested the game a couple times and Dell was really bad at it. No surprise. But he was horrible at it. Horrible. I hate Dell. And then
what kind of things did he do that was so bad?
I don't know. He just wasn't very good at it. I was just defending, I guess. But I remember we also play tested with Egg, and Egg was really good at it, and he was so good, in fact, that we knew if we put him in the episode, he would win. And so because me and MT wanted either one of us to win that because we both had yet to get wins. Lunar would also, it would have also been nice if Lunar won, which he did in one of the incarnations, but we'll get to that. It would have been nice for Lunar to have won as well because he also didn't have a win. But Settlers of Catan, that was just like, I don't know, that was more of a game he was involved in, so we were more like keen to just get us two.
And also, this is only a personal thing that we have. Maybe the people watching are different, but it's nice to vote for the person who hasn't gotten a win yet. So then Settlers of Catan would show up and everybody would already have a win. So it's like, who do I root for here?
But
it's time that we get into
the dirties,
the multiples.
All right, so we filmed it the first time.
It's the
and it was
only episode that has had more than 2 recordings.
And then by the way,
so many recordings.
Yes,
it's the
this
only
was filmed over the course of like a month as well, like the version that you guys see. Yeah. It was multiple different days, because of A Beautiful Soul.
I said that more than 2 because I was like, oh, Golden Chef had 2, but I was like, well, the first one doesn't count because it was the scrapped one. So it's technically the only one to be filmed with different recording dates.
Because like all of the, I think we said this in the podcast for the first half. All of the games in the first half, we had filmed with Jiggles and the Forbidden One, like a couple times, you know, and like we had filmed all of those like maybe the ones that came out with the 6th or 7th like versions that we had filmed, and but we had never, like in both of those incarnations of the series, never gotten to the second half. Well, I mean, we kind of did. We did Glide or Die with the Forbidden One, but like it was a garbage recording, and right after we were finished with it, we knew that we were going to refilm it.
By the way, we have to preface that Glide or Die was the original ending to the first half.
Oh yes, that was before though.
Then we changed it for Golden Chef as the second half, which makes more sense.
The Golden Chef was the end of the first half, and then Glide or Die, which honestly it's a lot better that way. But yeah, the second half, if we kept the original layout, would not be nearly as good. But yeah, so the first recording we did of this, it was alright. I don't remember much from it, but I do remember somebody's footage got messed up or something like that. There was some reason.
The first one, everything was fine, except
was
we
the
all.
The first one with me in it?
Yeah, you were in it. Is that what we're talking about? Like, yeah. The first
Yes.
one we recorded, it was fine. Our footage was fine. What ended up happening was we all agreed this episode sucks because I won by 1 point, and then 3 people got 0 points.
Oh yeah, that was the round that no one got any points. Yeah.
Though I was making the scoreboard for it, and like instead, you know where it builds up and like eventually reveals that you know what point you got.
Yeah.
For me, it was just me going for like all of them except MT, who got 1 point or something.
Beast
got 1 behind MT.
The only reason I got it was you guys missed 1 ghetto house.
That's it. But
and
it was
then
so bland.
and then the second one,
So
like I don't remember most of these. There was a couple, like 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah.
This is the only one, in the second half, so far, that has had multiple recordings. Catan, that was only 1. I Need Wheat was 2, but that was and Glide or Die, there was 1 a long time ago, but I don't really count that as being the same one because they were so far apart. And yeah, so we did a bunch in a nutshell. We did a bunch. There was various things wrong with them.
Something I want to say. It's important.
All right.
This episode is the reason that Bitches came out.
This is the reason Bitches came out.
There was a day where we were getting ready to film Save the Village. I think this is the 2nd or 3rd time, and I don't know why.
And me and MT just went nuts.
We just thought that quote was so funny. That Parker, where are my bitches? Bitches.
There was something that like caused it. We were like, bitches. Like MT kept saying bitches, and then like somebody went like, where's my bitches? And then that reminded MT of J. Jonah, not Joma. Jameson from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, and he just went, Parker, bring me my bitches. And so there was a round, which I would have loved to like have swapped this out for one of the rounds, but like it was too bad. Where literally the second the round starts, we all are going, wow, my bitches, Parker, and it's hilarious. And Beast was going insane. And because he didn't think it was funny, and it was really funny.
We're like, Beast, where are my bitches? And he's like, why do you guys keep calling that? Because I don't have my bitches, Beast.
You bitch. But yes, then we did all those. Like one of them, MT's footage, was like messed up, and we're contemplating whether or not, because I think that was the version where Lunar won.
That
right?
is the one where Lunar won.
So yeah, Lunar did win one of the versions. It was hilarious.
I won the first one. We already said that.
But yeah, Lunar won it, and then MT looked at his footage, and he was like, "Guys, my footage is messed up." We're all just like, "Oh, we want to be done with this episode," because we had filmed it like that was I think the 4th time, right?
There was one, I don't remember which one it was. It was just really funny, and I know it wasn't the one where Lunar won, but I just remember I don't know why we didn't use it.
I think somebody's footage got messed up or something.
Probably something happened.
Because it wasn't there one where Zach's OBS did something?
Yeah, I remember.
Well,
my OBS just crapped out.
And, so well, not surprisingly, but just funnily enough, Lunar was the only one who had like no problems, and which he is our problem child, so that was quite surprising. I'm kidding, I love you. And
After
but yeah,
the one that Lunar won became the one you see, but not all in one, as we said.
yes. So what happened was Lunar won that one. MT was like, my footage doesn't work, and like it was kind of usable. It was so what had happened was it was like moved and like zoomed in a bit, and you couldn't see the hotbar, you couldn't see the health bar. I don't think. You could kind of see what was in his hand. It was just like maybe we could have used it, but it wouldn't have looked good, and people would have just been like, "What the fuck?" And but yeah, and then we were like, "All right, let's film it again," and so we did it again.
What was the first reason we stopped?
We ran out of time. Lunar had to go.
That's right.
It was either Zach or Lunar. Yeah, one of them had to go to work or something. No, Lunar had to go to work.
No, yeah, Lunar.
Then I'm pretty sure this is the next one. This is the one where the server crashed and then Beast Cancer would refuse to let him back. Do you remember?
Oh
this?
yeah, that was like the 2 hour.
We
were there for like an hour and a half.
It was like 45 minutes of us waiting for Beast to rejoin.
We call this Beast's Cancer, but what it is on Eternos, right? Because we were using Eternos at the time. Beast had this thing sometimes where would connect to the server and he would just keep kicking him. Like, it doesn't matter if it wasn't Eternos, but
I know because it was Lunar's thing. 'Cause remember, Lunar's crashed all the time. Paid for. It was Lunar's server that had the cancer. But go ahead.
But yeah, Beast had this thing where he would take him like a long time to connect the server. He would just keep kicking him, and he would keep having to join like over and over and over again. And then eventually it would stick. And the last thing we wanted was for the server to crash while we're recording an episode. Like I think we talked about that a bunch of times when we discovered that. And lo and behold, it did in fact happen. And so yeah, that happened. We then spent like half an hour, right, waiting for Beast, and it just was not working. And then Beast just left.
The footage, the first 18 minutes is, I think it was my round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was my round, and we're like, all right, let's do this next one. And then that's when the server crashed, and we rejoined, and then the recording in total is over an hour. So it was like 45 minutes or more of us just
sitting there and Beast trying to connect. Eventually, Beast left the call, but he was still trying to join. And then eventually he just stopped because he had to go. And then after that, it got much, much harder because so to put this in perspective, Zach, he's a living, loving woman. And he works independently. He's independent. He don't need no man. And
I've got a vagina. There you go.
But like Zach has a job, and typically the only day that he is like, obviously not right now, because right now we're under quarantine. But
love that.
typically at that moment in time.
There you go.
Yes. This, by the way, this took up the whole month of October, I think.
It did. It was horrible.
And literally every Saturday we were filming because Zach could only do Saturdays.
Zach said, "I just want my Saturdays back."
Yeah. There was so many
just want my Saturdays back.
That whole month, I didn't hang out with my friends outside of school one time, and it was a great fun. Sorry, but yeah, kept being broken up. We kept doing recordings, and something would stop us. And then the real icing on the cake was now there was something with B's family or something that took up Saturdays. Because the situation is already tricky because of time zones, because Zach, before daylight savings.
That really sucked because, Zach only had Saturdays, Beast only had Sundays, and so it just didn't work.
Beast is 2 hours behind us because he's in California, behind
that's
me,
8
MT, and Lunar. And then Zach is 6 hours ahead of me, MT, and Lunar, and so that's 8 hours between him and Beast, and then it's 9 between him and Egg because Egg is another hour ahead, and so it was so difficult. And we recorded, we got not me. We got we got Zach and Luna's rounds first, right, and then it stopped.
That's it.
And then we got
My round.
yeah, no, the plan was to just get me and MT's round, and then we did them, and like it was fine. Beast wasn't there for those because we substituted him in with Egg.
That's why he makes these subtitles when it cuts to Beast.
Yeah, because Egg has his narrator on for some reason. I guess he's deaf, and
Egg has special needs.
yeah, they gave him the special needs computer.
So do I.
He's a special boy.
I remember I used to have those. If you watch Herp Derp Craft,
but yeah, like Egg had special needs. He was there, and
he did good though.
like he did good though. Yeah, he was quite similar to Beast because Beast has this tendency. He tries very hard in like every game, and so he's not talking very much, you know.
Which is not entertaining.
Which is not entertaining, but that's what else can we do? And so that's why, because we also we filmed those rounds. Also, by the way, we filmed me and MT's round without Beast, and then we like took a vote. We're like, do we really want to wait for Beast again? Because it's just like the likelihood each time was getting slimmer and slimmer, and it was getting more and more frustrating. To do it, and it had taken up the whole month, so we were like, fuck it, let's just do it without him. And so there was actually Egg's round, and we told Egg not to like try too hard because it would suck if Beast won and he wasn't even there. God, I burnt my
One thing I loved about Egg is Beast said he didn't like this, but it was one of my favorite things he did, is he bought a bow, which nobody else had done, which I like. Everybody has, like, they buy different things for their rounds. Which is why I'm glad we got rid of the doors.
Yes.
But this episode, Save the Village, is why... The episode's not out yet. It's the next one for you guys. Is Settlers of Catan. Originally, Beast was going to be in that, but we were like, no. And we just got rid of him, replaced him with Zach.
Yeah.
And
there was also... So, yeah, we finally filmed the whole thing, and this was the entirety of October of 2019 was dedicated to that every Saturday. Yeah, it was
a big celebration when it was done.
Yeah. And then yeah, the editing was divided between MT and Zach, but there was one thing first. It took
hold on, wait, we forgot to mention this. The opening to Save the Village is also a different recording. Like the opening where you have the Ronald McDonald thing, and then I'm like, that's funny, insert tutorial here. It cuts off. That was a different day.
That was when Beast crashed, right? We used the one when Beast crashed.
Well, no, I don't know. No, it's not, because my round was on the day that Beast crashed.
Yeah.
So the opening, the opening is its own day. Lunar and Zach's round is its own day. Mine is my own day, and then Luck and Beast, aka Eggs, round are their own day. So that was what, like 1, 2, 3, 4 days, I think.
It was a multi-day.
Me and yours were on the same day though, MT, because I remember you wanted to just do. You originally were like, let's just do yours. You know,
that's right. Okay, we stopped.
And then you were like, all right, let's do me and Lux. And then I remember there was like this moment of like desperation.
I remember.
And thirst and hunger for freedom on the day of Saturday again.
I was thinking that Beast crashing was on mine, but no, it was after Zach's round.
It was after Zach's, yeah.
So it was 1, 2, 3 days, I believe. Yeah, 3 days.
Well, the opening was its own day.
Yeah, that's 1.
Lunar and Zach's was its own day. 1. Me and yours and Beast were its own day. So that's
3 days.
3. But there was a lot of failed and horribleness.
Yeah.
And but yeah, then after all was said and done, it then took like what, a month, a month, for Beast to send his footage.
Oh my god.
Which, all right, I gotta be honest, it was just laziness. Like there was no other reason. It literally, like the day that he eventually did it, it took like 30 minutes, and he emailed it.
Yeah.
And like I'm sorry, he was just lazy. Like you telling me in a whole month there's not one day where you don't have 30 minutes, but that aside,
I remember needing it so badly.
Yeah,
I didn't
Zach.
have it.
Yeah, Zach edited.
Round
Alright,
1,
Empt-
round 2.
Yeah, MT edited the opening, right?
Yes.
And then Zach edited him in Lunar's round.
Yeah. That's it.
Zach also made the scoreboard, and then MT edited me, him, and Beast round, right?
Yes. Yes.
And
yes.
and the outro as well.
Yes.
Like we're on the wheat tree and the end of the episode. Like that was MT. I wish I would have edited it. I don't know why I didn't. Because like I don't know, it was such a hassle. It was so frustrating to film that episode that I felt like partially responsible for that. And so like I really wish I would have, but I mean, hey, at least it's fucking over with now. And
Thank God.
yeah.
You can look back and laugh at it now. It's brilliant.
Yes. That's why there's weird things like the Shrek parkour that shows up out of nowhere.
I got bored and started making
That's why
it
in the opening of the
while I was
episode,
waiting.
Zach has the new textures because he has the 1.14 plus textures, and then the rest of the episode
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't because we reviewed his footage
yeah,
after
yeah.
that and we're like, Zach, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You fool.
I remember
Got
also
bored, I'm sorry.
there was a couple jokes I made in the episode because we made it with the intention, like we did the ones without Beast with the intention that we would like fake his audio, you know, similar to Golden Chef, and part 2. But it took so long for him to send his footage, so we were like, let's just not even bother with the audio, let's just get it done, and because he didn't talk that much anyway. But there was one point where I said, I was like, why'd you say that to me, Beast, when it was Egg? And then there was also when I won, which we'll get into why that was bullshit later. Like when I won and I was on my skin and I was talking to everybody or something like that. And I said Beast, and then Egg in Beast's skin came down. And I went, I know we haven't been on speaking terms recently. And and like that, yeah. I was proud of myself for that one, and
That was a really. I honestly I feel like the funniest part is I don't think I actually noticed. I feel like that's what's saddest about it. I do not remember noticing.
yeah, but
Oh, Bush War came out of it.
Bush War did came
Bush
out.
War.
That was
I was quite happy about that.
But yes, and
I do want to actually mention, and I think you were about to go into it, like why you kind of winning was a bit bullshit.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you
And
want to
I
talk
know
about that?
I
all right, Lunar,
kinda
you discovered it in the
resisted talking about this
episode, but
earlier.
you were thinking about the wrong reason. You were on the right track, but
You had the spirit.
you had the
Let's
the
explain
gusto.
this really quick. As we said before, there's the version of the.
time travel ruined it.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's the version. We said there was a different item shop where you can buy stuff where there was the iron door. Originally, what is it? Originally, iron armor was 4 emeralds. Nobody ever even saw the prices for these, so they may be confused.
Yes.
You get 10 emeralds, and then each thing is worth something. Iron armor was 4, and diamond swords were 6. So with the 10, you could buy both. But the thing is, I was like, oh, that's unfair, and then I changed that. But then what happened was after.
No, oh my god, do you remember? One of the openings we filmed for the episode was when the chunk disappeared from Robbie's throne.
Yeah.
And that's what prompted
Oh.
that's what prompted the time travel. So
Well, that's not what prompted it. It was Lunar's server deleted, remember?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because we just
Yeah,
rebuilt Robbie's throne.
Oh yeah, that's another thing we haven't mentioned yet. I don't think.
Yeah, but there was an
all.
opening to Save the Village we filmed because one day we got on and just a chunk like that was literally like the center of Robbie's throne, like where his head and everything was just gone. Like it just deleted and reset to before it was ever there, and it was really weird. And we just rebuilt it and like went along, with our lives. But we included that like in one of the openings that we filmed for Save the Village. But I think MT you cut it out or we didn't use it. Or
I
something.
cut it because I was worried the video was going to be too long, and it is too long.
I think it's fine. But yeah, and then later on, after that, in this month of October, where we're trying to film it, Lunar So we had Lunar was buying, like, this is what prompted us to get into like the mood of working on the series in the first place, because Lunar was paying like, what was it, $15 like monthly, for the server.
When did this start, by the way?
amount,
When
and
did you first start paying for it?
It was
months.
It was like a little. I think it was around November, because November is when we kicked into gear.
The thing is,
Because I remember MT, you were like, Lunar's paying for this, and it's just a waste because we're not doing anything. Let's just go. And
Lunar was the one that pointed that out, and it had been like a month since he had it, so I think it was October when he started paying for it. So yeah, we had Lunar's hosting it. Thank you, Lunar, again for paying for it.
So this is November of 2018. And
possibly before.
Yes.
All the way up to October 2019.
Yes. And so Lunar thought he had set it up to where it would automatically take the money out, right? And then that turned out to not be the case. And basically, Skynode, which is the host, they didn't receive a payment from Lunar for the server, and so they automatically just terminated his account. and we didn't have a save
Like
that
a
world.
bitch.
We didn't have a save that world, and the closest one we had was in May, which corrected a terrible mistake I made, which I won't talk about.
It also corrected the Robbie mistake, which we already fixed.
It also added the original Robbie's Throne chunk, but it also went back to the original Save the Village shop, and we completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I fixed the door, because I was like, okay, we're not supposed to have doors, but I thought that was the only thing that got fixed. So, honestly, it probably wouldn't have made much of a difference, but Luck had a diamond sword when he wasn't supposed to.
I had a diamond sword and iron armor.
Yeah.
And Lunar saw that, because... And the reason why MT says, oh, I think that's just what Lunar had, is because the recordings were so far apart.
That was weeks ago.
Yeah, and so we hadn't like looked at the footage. There was no point, you know.
Yeah.
So MT was like kind of certain that was what Lunar had. We didn't think anything of it. I completely forgot about the other shop and everything. So when I bought that, I was like, really? Like I remember thinking, I was like, am I sure about this? And then I was like, well, it's in here.
Yeah.
I guess so. But I was not certain about it. And then Luna pointed out, I was like, yeah, I'm really not sure about this. And then MT, he put me at ease. He's like, I'm pretty sure that's what Luna had. I was like, okay, I think it's good. Luna's never been right about anything anyway. I'm joking. But, like, I was like, okay, that's fine then. And then we discovered it was the old shop. And my win was kind of bullshit. But MT did point out it didn't really make much of a difference, because the whole thing was like they never got that one library.
And that was not because it killed us. We just didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
So it probably would have still ended up the same way.
Yeah.
And I remember.
But I still feel bad about it because it was just.
That reminds me. We were going to refilm your round again, but we didn't. And the reason I know is just because I really wanted you to win at that point. I was like, this would be a win for Luck. So if we had redone it and say you tied with me and Zach, because me and Zach were tied, and you would have been tied, theoretically, we would have had a big fight to the death. It was like, oh, that'd be cool. But then I knew that I would have perfectly thrown the fight because I wanted Luck to win. And I was like, if Luck wins, what's the point even? Because then it's like, why are we even refilming it?
Yeah.
So I was like, forget it.
Yeah, and I still feel bad about it, but I'm just glad, like,
it's over.
that we're done filming that.
Yeah, it was an absolute nightmare. I think it turned out perfectly amazingly well.
I think it turned out pretty good.
The only complaint I have with the episode is it just drags on a little too long, because the episode just feels really long. But that's fine. Otherwise, we want to talk about motives now. We haven't talked about the actual episode.
Bob. I will admit,
Man, fuck you,
that joke
Bob.
was not
Fuck
for me.
you, Bob.
That was not a joke actually for me originally. I actually stole specifically the name Bob, and kind of the accent I was using from
A man named
StarCraft.
Robert.
No, actually from a StarCraft caster. Pair of them.
I know
named Like TV.
nothing about that, but
Don't worry, you don't have to, but it was still funny.
Lunar, I would like to mention something. It's kind of unsettling the amount of times you tell people not to worry about things. Oh yeah, Beast
Don't
isn't
worry
in this
about
podcast, by the way. I
to
just
mention
realized
If
that.
you didn't notice.
If you didn't, I mean,
He's been
he
quiet this
wasn't
whole
in the
time.
episode either.
If you didn't
We-
notice.
We actually have body acted him with Egg.
Yeah.
You can act,
Zach, do it.
There we go.
That was horribly
Hey.
racist.
Funnily
I
enough,
can't
we
help
actually do have
myself.
Egg in this fucking recording.
Egg
ano-
is in the call.
Another
He's listening.
moment that I really.
No
Another
one will
moment that I.
No one's gonna hear that.
Another moment. Egg did the yeah. Another moment that I really like from Save the Village is Lunar. Lunar's a strange man sometimes in these games. He just placed down a wither rose for fun. He didn't know what it did.
And he didn't know that it would it gives people the withering effect, and
Yeah, it's
Egg
mostly,
walked into it.
Like I don't fuck around with a lot of the new stuff in Minecraft, so I wasn't aware of that. I was like, oh, there's a thing called Wither Rose. That just seems like a reference and just like a fun plant item. No, it actually does things.
One
Yep.
thing that every time the sun is coming to rise, it's really tense because you know there's not much time left.
And then it says the round's over.
Yeah.
Which we have a
And
story
then-
about that, MT.
Yeah.
The round is over.
You want to tell it, Luck?
Round.
I'll
I've been
I'll
quiet
tell.
for most of this.
Uh,
Go ahead.
there, you tell it then. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You sound so mad.
I don't. Well,
I want to tell it.
I don't remember what led up to it. Like, what were you asking me about? It doesn't really matter. Luck was asking me a question that I was trying to avoid, and I don't want to know what it was. I was like, "Well, why'd you do this?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then suddenly we see the round's over, and like, well, the round's over, so yeah. So it just changed
I
the
was like,
topic.
I thought it was really funny. I was like, damn it, he's right.
The round is over.
And we told Dell about that. Dell loved it. And because like it just every time it would become day, and we just never like turned off the thing for that, right?
It's turned off now.
Yeah, I think it's in Golden Chef, right?
Yeah.
You say yeah?
No, it's not.
What's it in?
It's in bitches.
Oh yeah, that's it. But yeah, like there was just a bunch of times where we'd be talking, and then it would say that like we're on the world just flying around or something, and then we're we're saying words out of our mouths, and
that's humans do.
typically in English,
Words.
but sometimes in Faroese, and
Oh down.
Fuck boy.
I thought you said "ho down" for a second,
Oh down.
but
That's what it sounded like there.
Ugh.
I will say.
But yeah, it would just say the round's over, and we'd be like, oh, well, the round's over, classic quote. And, but yeah, anybody have anything they would like to say about the episode, or stories, or anything you remember that was funny?
I'm trying to remember. I had like I will say actually like it was the recording before the one we had
Were you on?
that I actually won. So I went from having won the best rounds, which was I think I did actually manage to like keep a lot of it alive.
Yes.
To the worst round where I was the only person in a number of games to actually lose the church.
Oh, that's a moment I love too.
That's like, that's also, yeah, that's also, I remember, my church got broken into, right? But it was like,
Last
right when
second.
morning came. Yeah.
That's pretty much everybody.
Yeah, I remember
That
that
was-
Zach got into my church, and I remember, like, I think he got away or something, but I remember hitting him a bunch, and his shoes broke, and that's just, like, in my mind, I just saw that his shoes broke, and I thought that, like, the game was over for me, and I just went, I broke his shoes! It was great. But I remember Egg in beast form. He did a really good defense of the church, like staying in the doorway. But it all was worth nothing. Actually, never mind. We didn't get his church. Did we?
There was a
Was your
moment
chicken-
I really wanted to be in the episode, but never actually got there because it was one of the messed up recordings.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was one of my rounds, and it was when it was where Bush War came from, and MT knows about this.
Oh.
Yeah. So basically, the premise of the joke, was that basically the castle had been taken, like the church had been taken completely, or at least I don't know if it. Actually, I don't know if it was, but like, you know, it had been broken into. And I think MT climbed up the church and either didn't or did get the church at all, but like, MT goes into third person and sees me on top of the church.
I've fallen
and
down.
I'm just there like,
down.
I said, who's up for a bush war? And as soon as I said that, I jumped down and start chasing him, like, and then you start freaking out. And I wish that was in the episode.
There's
such a good moment.
I love how calm you're saying it too.
There's a wheat
great.
there's a wheat farm right in front of the church, and I jump down into the water. I'm like, oh, I'm safe. And then I press F5, and I see a champion, step on top of the church, look down, and go, oh, I saved. And then he just jumps off and lands right next to me. Bush war! And I'm like, ah! It was really fun.
Oh, I loved it.
The prince that was promised, Zach, just came down.
As Zaka high.
Azasa high.
Azasa high. There we go. That's better.
Yeah. I agree.
Same. It was great.
Any other
Yes.
moments, anyone?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah. Oh, MT, your scream or whatever, like, where
Oh,
are
yeah.
my bitches? That was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
That one's good.
Iconic.
I do really
One.
love the part where I break in the church, because I had never done that before in any version.
Oh, I edited this. Oh, yeah, I remember this.
The whole time we were going, we're gonna get her done, we're gonna get her done.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I break in, I'm like, I made it into the church. I was so excited, like, I'm gonna get her done, I'm gonna get her done. I was going mad.
I remember editing that, and I had to re-listen to that same bit over and over and over again to make sure it was okay. So my ears were just full of distortion.
Dude, that's how beat the idiot was for me, because there was that one moment where Egg's footage cut off, and like I was trying to figure out how to fix that, and like it was just like the last 2 seconds, it's Peace going, whoa, stop, my computer's doing something, and I heard that over and over again for hours, literal hours, just, and yeah, I'm glad I'm never gonna hear his voice again. I smothered him with a pillow.
I'm sure I've had a moment like that. I just can't.
That's why he's not
remember.
here.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything else? What you want to say? You know, just jacktastic.
Not that I can think of.
Everything was pretty jacktastic. So yeah,
All in all, it was a good episode.
it was a pretty good episode. Yeah, like the only thing I think that could have made it better is if it was done all in one recording.
Yes.
I was about to say the same
Without
thing.
without the hassles of getting footage and all the different
People
recording.
and-
Like if it was just like I think I said this in the Glide or Die one or whatever. Is that like that one was just like a clean recording. Like there was
Yeah.
no problems, except for like Egg's audio in the last round, but that was fine.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty much just like a great like same with Deadliest Catch. Those were both just clean, no problems. Save the Village, the opposite. It was a problem. And
Golden Shift Part 1 was pretty clean.
yes, that was pretty clean as well. But it's just connected to Part 2.
Unless you count Egg's hideous footage as a problem.
Yes, I'm glad that got fixed.
Yeah.
I never knew that what he said in the Glide or Die podcast, that he had 3 computers in the recording of the second half. God, it's gonna be great when this shit finally comes out.
Hopefully soon, if Zach and Dell and myself even, but I haven't started yet because I'm waiting for Dell, could just get up off their asses.
Yes.
So yeah, we are going to end this, I guess.
Yeah.
Last
We'll
thought.
see
Hey, let's
guys.
give a rating
Oh.
out of 10.
Out of 10.
yeah, let's go in a circle.
MTU first.
Okay, 7. Pretty good 7, I'd say.
All right, Lunar.
8.
Ooh.
Zach.
I'm gonna say 7 as well. To be honest, I think it was pretty good.
I'm gonna say 7.5, 7.5.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Fancy.
There was a joke
Oh.
about this in some episode.
Fancy scale.
It was in
What?
the Endgame podcast.
Oh,
MT,
yeah.
What? What was?
Where Lunar
We
like
called Lunar a freak.
completely butchered.
He said,
that.
"Yeah, I got a
Lunar-
7 1/4." And we're like, "What the hell?"
yeah he was like 7.55. Like he said like some weird like fucking micro.
Oh
number.
boy, I'm
But,
right.
Yeah, I'd give this game a 12 divided by 4,
Oh, fun. thing.
plus a couple numbers.
So 3.
Plus 4.
So 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say we'll see you in the Settlers of Catan thing, but me and MT are not in that.
Ulysses.
Well, I guess me and Luna will see you in that very podcast.
Yes.
Huh?
It'll be quite the experience. I hope you guys are ready anally for that.
Right, quite the
Uh,
grand spanker, yeah.
I hope all of you enjoyed this podcast, but more importantly, the episode. If you
Here's a
hated
heads
this
up.
podcast but loved the
Heads up.
episode, we just message me on Discord and I'll send you Lunar's address. So
Do not send him. Don't send them my
I'll
address.
send you his phone
Fuck.
number. Make sure to text him at 3 a.m. the word beans.
yes, the word beans.
That's his
Also, a
favorite thing.
picture of like
Yeah.
a penis made out of paper mache.
Also, you really did actually send me.
Oh yeah, wait! I want to tell a story really quick. This has nothing to do with it, but I want to tell it really fast. A couple days ago, I was messaging Lunar, and I realized I was like, we have no way of communicating with him because most of the We Called has like Instagram or Skype or something or whatever to other ways in case Discord goes under. We were like, we don't have that for Lunar really, and so I messaged Lunar. I was like, is there anything you have that we communicate? And he just sent me his phone number. And he's like, don't share this with everyone because I don't want to get a message at 3 a.m. that says beans. So I stayed up that night until 3 a.m. and I sent him beans.
I didn't receive it at 3 a.m. I received it at 11.
Oh.
It went all the way up to space and all the way back down to Lunar's phone. All right, but yes.
Luna, I just want your number now, so I can just text you weird shit at 3 a.m.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye. Have fun.
See you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Only 2 more.
Yay.
2 more boys.
Boom.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.